The promotion party was supposed to be the happiest night of my career. After 8 years of sleepless deadlines, impossible clients, and carrying projects that others had quietly abandoned, I had finally been promoted to Senior Strategy Director at Vortex Dynamics. The rooftop of the downtown hotel shimmered with golden lights. A live violinist played near the glass railing. My team stood around me with polite smiles, glasses raised. I searched the crowd for one face, Clara Whitmore, my former supervisor. The woman who had trained me. The woman who had also tried for years to keep me one step below her. She arrived late. Red dress, diamond earrings. That same slow, confident walk. When the CEO, Daniel Hargrove, tapped to his glass to announce a toast, I felt my chest tighten with pride. To resilience, innovation, and to the future of this company, he said, and especially to the man of the hour. Oh, applause! I stepped forward. That's when Clara laughed. Not softly, not discreetly, a sharp, cutting laugh. Oh, please, she said, raising her champagne. Let's not pretend this is genius at work. He's loyal, hardworking, but visionary? That's generous. The music faltered. People shifted uncomfortably. She continued, smiling sweetly. He's safe. That's why he was promoted. No risks, no bold moves, just predictable. A joke. She called me a joke. In front of everyone. My promotion night turned into a courtroom. Every achievement suddenly sounded like luck. Every sacrifice like desperation. I saw a few executives glance at each other. Doubt spreads quickly in rooms full of ambition. I didn't argue. I didn't defend myself. I simply smiled. Because what Clara didn't know, what no one knew, was that earlier that morning, I had finalized something she would never see coming. A merger proposal. One she had secretly opposed. One that would determine who truly had vision, and whose signature would decide the future of Vortex Dynamics. I checked my watch. Midnight was still a few hours away. Plenty of time for the joke to flip. By 10:30 p.m., the rooftop party had turned into quiet damage control. Clara floated from group to group, laughing, pretending nothing had happened. But I noticed something else. Executives whispering. Phones lighting up, the CFO stepping aside to take a call. Because at exactly 10 p.m., an email had been scheduled to send from me to the board. Attached, the finalized partnership agreement with Helix Score Industries. For months, Clara had argued against collaborating with Helix Score. She had labeled them unstable and too aggressive. What she never admitted was that the partnership would shift strategic power away from operations and toward innovation. Toward me. The proposal included projections, risk assessments, signed intent letters, and a clause requiring the approval signature of the newly appointed Senior Strategy Director, me. Without it, the deal dissolved. With it, the company valuation would jump by 38%. At 11:12 p.m., Daniel approached me. His tone had changed. Is this real? He asked quietly. It's signed on their end, I replied. They're waiting. And Clara knew nothing about this? She declined the meetings, I said calmly. She said it was a waste of time. Daniel looked across the rooftop. Clara was still laughing, unaware that the ground beneath her was shifting. By 11:40 p.m., half the board had gathered in the private lounge inside. I was invited in. Clara wasn't. For the first time in 8 years, she stood outside the glass doors looking in, watching. The discussion was short. The numbers spoke louder than opinions. At 11:58 p.m., Daniel slid the document toward me. This changes everything, he said. I picked up the pen. Outside the glass, Clara's confident smile had vanished. Midnight. I signed. Applause erupted inside the lounge, louder than the rooftop cheers earlier that night. When the doors opened, the atmosphere had transformed. Not celebratory. Respectful. Clara walked toward me quickly. The red dress no longer looked powerful. It looked desperate. What is this? She demanded in a hushed voice. A strategic pivot, I replied. You went behind my back. You dismissed it, I corrected gently. Publicly. Daniel stepped forward. Clara, we'll need to restructure leadership roles moving forward. Her face paled. Restructure. Corporate language for demotion. The Helix Score deal required a unified strategy department under one director. No parallel authority. No divided command. She finally understood. Her influence, built over a decade, had just evaporated in 3 hours. You can't do this, she whispered, not to Daniel. To me. I held her gaze. At my promotion party, I said calmly, you called me predictable. Silence. You were right, I continued. I don't take loud risks. I take calculated ones. Around us, executives watched carefully. Power doesn't shout. It settles. Clara's voice cracked. We can fix this. We can co-lead. I'll support the transition. Just don't sign the restructuring approval. There it was. The signature, another document, another decision, and this one required my authorization as strategic director. By 12:07 a.m., the rooftop lights seemed dimmer. 3 hours ago, I said quietly, you called me a joke. She swallowed. Now you're asking for my signature. Her silence was answer enough. I didn't humiliate her. I didn't laugh. Revenge doesn't need volume. It needs timing. I signed the restructuring approval. Her title changed that night. Mine solidified, as the party slowly dissolved into murmurs and quiet congratulations. I stepped toward the railing and looked over the city lights. Success isn't the sweetest revenge. Composure is. And by midnight, the joke had rewritten itself.